In this video, we're going to show you how to start a parking lot striping business for $0 at Sherwin-Williams. We're out in front right now. We're going to walk you guys through every piece of equipment that you need, the paint that you need to get, what you need to tell them in order to start your business for free. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in here and we're going to show you guys how to do it.
In this video, my buddy Chris is going to be taking us through Sherwin-Williams and walking us through how we can start a parking lot striping business with no money. All the supplies we need in order to start this business as inexpensively as possible, the best machine to get if you have some money to invest. And if you stick around until the end, Chris is going to share with you how you can get your paint for half the price. But before we jump into this one, if you guys want to start a parking lot striping business, but you're not sure how to price jobs, how to get customers, the codes, or how to actually do the job, check out the How to Stripe course. It'll be the first link in the comment section and the description. Also, Quote IQ is half off for the next few days. So if you need help keeping up with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments, check out Quote IQ and save 50% with the second link in the comment section and the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
All right, Chris, so before we can actually go in here and buy our things, the first thing we need to do is set up our contractor's account with Sherwin-Williams. Can you kind of walk through that process a little bit?
Sure, yeah. So what you're gonna have to do first is actually have your entity officially registered, and you'll need your EIN number. And then once you have your EIN, which is your employee identification number, depending upon how you set up or structured your entity, after you have that information, you'll just take it into your Sherwin-Williams location, and they're actually going to run a credit check. So this isn't going to work if you guys have a bad credit score. What that's going to do is allow you to actually put everything on your contractor's account, charge the account. You don't have to put any money up front, and that's what's going to allow you to get your supplies and then allow you to accomplish the job for nothing. And then when they pay you, you just come and pay off your contractor's account for whatever amount it was that you charged it for. So it just depends on what kind of job it is that you're doing. For example, if you're just rolling and it's just a restripe, and you're not actually using a parking lot striping machine, if you're starting off with rollers, which is fine. If you are starting off with rollers, then we're gonna actually go in there and kind of show you the equipment and the supplies that you're gonna need, but they also have parking lot striping machines in here as well. So, and you can also finance those too.
So the first thing Chris is going to go over is how to start this business on a shoestring budget and all the supplies that we're going to need in order to start parking lot striping using a hand roller. We're then going to tally up all the costs for you so that way you know exactly what your upfront investment is going to be. And then Chris is going to show us the striper that he has, which is a great option if you have a little bit more money to invest. But he's also going to share with you why you might want to avoid buying it from Sherwin-Williams.
The first thing that you're going to need is a roller, whether you're using a 3-inch roller or a 4-inch roller. It's going to matter depending upon what type of area and line width that you're striping. So if you're doing a 4-inch wide line, you're going to need a roller right here, and you need a brush. So this roller right here is actually $5.39, so under $6. This roller right here, $6. And then you're gonna need 2 of these, one of these for your handicap blue, and then another one for the yellow line or the white lines, however many colors you're gonna need. So the next thing that you're gonna wanna need is your stick. And this is actually gonna make it easier so you're not having to bend down and paint it. So really what you can do is actually get one of these and then attach it. Attach it just like that. Be painted that way, you won't have to bend down or sit on the ground for every line that you're trying to paint. So I would get one of those. These are about $8, not too expensive, not too durable though, because these will break, especially if you just throw them in the back of the truck. So just make sure that whenever you're painting with these and you get these, that you kind of just take care of them. This is about $8.
So we'll add that onto the total. That puts us at about $42, $43 so far.
$43.
Another thing is you're gonna need something to hold the paint. I would recommend one of these little trays right here to kind of hold the paint. As you can see, these are super cheap. These are just actually the fillers. But you're gonna need a tray to kind of hold the paint. We'll add on another $10 for, let's say, the tray. You're gonna need as many trays as you have colors. Another 10, maybe $12. So we'll add 12 on. That's gonna put us at about $56 or so. So now that we've kind of taken a look at this stuff, what else are we gonna need, Chris, in order to get the job done?
Now we're gonna need some tape. And then it just depends upon how big of a job it is that you're doing. I would recommend getting a bundling pack right here. So this is about $26. No more than $35 right here with tax included. If you're doing a parking lot with 20 lines, this should be able to get you squared away. So I would add about $30 onto it. So we're gonna be about 70 right now. And be careful, because whenever you're using this, if you're using this on concrete, remember whenever you're laying this tape down, concrete is gonna have a lot sharper of a look when you pull the tape up. If you're using asphalt, it's not gonna be as sharp. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're actually striping on asphalt, you're gonna have to apply a lot more pressure. And what that's gonna do is make the lines a lot more sharp. So just keep that in mind. Frog tape's really good too, but most of the time we just use Scotch whenever we run through Sherwin-Williams.
Okay, with regards to doing the job, we have all the pieces that we need right here, guys. The only thing that we're missing, Chris, is the paint. So when we're going up and we're asking for our paint, what in particular are we asking for, especially when we're doing, hand roll in parking lots?
Right. Well, what I would do once you set up your contractor's account, if you have to roll it, you're going to have to use a latex paint, which if you're using Sherwin-Williams, it's going to be Hotline or Pro Park. You're not going to be able to hand roll solvent paint. You can, but ideally, you don't want to hand roll solvent paint. It's designed for spraying. It's designed for a sprayer application. So just make sure that whenever you actually set up your contractor's account and you're actually rolling it with tape and rollers, that you need to get Hotline or Pro Park latex paint. And depending upon your geographical location will determine how much your price range is going to be. Some people are paying anywhere between $115, anywhere between $130 for 5 gallons. So if our supplies were at, $70 plus the, let's say $130 for our 5-gallon bucket, you would need your handicap blue and you will need either white or yellow. So that will cost about, let's say about $260. So 260 plus 70 is going to be $330. So with $330, you can charge it to your account. And then let's say you land a job for $1,500. Once you land that job for $1,500, you come in here, pay off your $330, you pocket $1,200, just like that. Just be sure that whenever you're rolling in the very beginning that you do ask for a water-based paint, because that'll be what's more compatible with the tape and rollers. Now, would just be careful because the data recommendation sheets, it's not recommended that you hand roll. So when you do hand roll with the Hotline, it can be done. We hand roll all of our handicap blue on smaller jobs. So it can be done. It's not recommended, but just keep that in mind.
All right, Chris, so we've kind of covered everything with regards to how to start a parking lot striping business for, relatively inexpensively. Now let's kind of take a look at an option of somebody that maybe has a little bit more money that wants to come in here and actually get a legitimate parking lot striping machine. You have this machine, so kind of talk us through what it looks like. Would you buy it from Sherwin-Williams, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the what's wonderful about the Graco is you can actually finance this machine through Sherwin-Williams. So just as Justin was saying, if you actually have a larger budget with a really good credit score, you can actually finance this machine. The negative aspect about financing these machines, though, is that if you finance a machine, you won't be able to put your supplies on a credit. So just be aware of that whenever you actually finance a machine and your monthly payments, and you're paying those, you will have to pay your paint outright. Graco 3400, very durable machine, very capable machine, very good unit. You can spray latex paint and solvent paint. So for example, if you have a Titan 850 or a Graco Field Laser, these machines are actually designed to spray traffic marking paint, whereas those machines are actually designed to spray field paint, field marking for football fields, soccer fields, so on and so forth. So these Graco line lasers are really good machines. They can run and run and run and run.
So Chris, you actually have this exact unit, right?
Yes. Yeah, we have the Titan 3500 and we actually have the Graco 3400. We will be adding a 3900 very soon.
And so what does this machine typically run?
Typically, this machine runs, $6,000.
Sweet. So if you guys want to get started with something a little bit more professional, something where you can do, more volume of lines and things of that nature, be sure to check out this machine right here. Like Chris said, though, you will not be able to finance your paint in the event that you do finance a machine like this. So this was everything at Sherwin-Williams. Chris, anything else to mention with regard to doing business here?
Yeah, I would just make sure that you have that contractor's account, because if you don't have that account, your paint cost is going to be more than double. So with that contractor's account, your paint is actually significantly cut in half. I have a lot of guys that reach out all the time asking me for advice, and one of the first things that I'm going to tell them to do if they don't have good credit is to make sure that they have good credit, good enough to at least open a contractor's account, because this is how you're going to be able to start this business with nothing. So if you want to start your business with $0, make sure you have a good enough credit score to get a contractor's account.
Now, Chris, every guest that comes on the channel has picked the word of the day. What would you like the word of the day to be?
Paint.
If you guys made this far in the video, comment down below paint. We'll hashtag your real one. My name is Justin, forever self-employed, and until next time, hustle hard. Get that money, baby. Peace.